Hey YouTube. I haven't done one of these in a while, but I just wanted to go over something I've been working on recently. It's related to the A2A framework. And I think I'm the first one to do it like this. Basically, I haven't seen any good examples of it, but I decided to use a Dungeons and Dragons system with the agent to agent framework. So what it's doing is I have two different agents. I have a gnome thief that I've named Homie the gnome. Homie the gnome is a thief, and then Bob the bartender, and he's just the bartender at the tavern. If you're familiar with Dungeons and Dragons, you see this set up a million times. Anyway, the two agents are basically different AIs that are interacting with each other inside of the tavern. And the tavern is another agent that's kind of almost like the server. I mean, literally, well, Bob is the server, but in this particular instance, the agents have individual goals. So the thief is trying to steal from the barkeep, and the barkeep is obviously trying to prevent him from stealing. And what the agents do is that all this A2A thing is it's a lot of like JSON being passed between different AIs. And so here is a little example. Okay, wait a second. Okay, here's an example for how like a character could perform an action. Like, okay, I walk up to the bar, I look for items, I want to make an action perception check. So I want to look for valuable items. I'll do a perception check. Then the system takes the action, gets the action, and then provides the response. So the response in this situation would be, okay, tavern gets it. It does a roll behind the scenes, gets the total plus the skill modifier, whatever. Um, then it performs like the actual action, which in this case is a perception check. And then what is the result? Oh, you notice a gleaming gem on the shelf behind the bar. And now go ahead, keep going from where you were. And then the agent now gets that information, and then my eyes widen slightly as I notice the gleaming blue sapphire. So it's just like D&D. If you've ever played D&D, you're walking around, you're talking, you're making skill checks, things like that. Except this is kind of like using the agent framework where, first you initiate, first you just give it your Google API keys. You can run the thing. It's working off Google's Gen kit. So you give it your API key, then you just start up whatever agent you want. Here I'm just starting up like, Bob and the server. And then I have a script where I'm basically like testing out the actions. So I just wanted to showcase that. Let me start it up again. Just did some commits to the repo. There we go. So let me test. Oops. There we go. So script starts it up. Hopefully you can see this. So it's building the project. I don't think I changed anything, but um, okay, there we go. Starting the servers. Okay, so all the servers are running on localhost on different ports. So then the first thing it does is it just kind of sets up the agents, and then here's your goals. Setting your goals, steal the valuable gem, Bob, protect the gem at all costs. And they have different tasks. These tasks are like unique IDs, but this is what's getting passed around between these different agents. So starting the game off, it's just going to have 3 turns. You can set the number of turns as well. But um, anyway, here's the interaction. So first, um, the first interaction basically is setting the stage. So here, it's just a bunch of text. Um, it's giving like recent interaction to the agent, like showing what's going on. And that was just the one interaction up top there. Here's how the conversation looks. Like Homie the gnome's turn. Bob's trying to get rid of me, sending me off on a wild goose chase after definitely hiding something. Those gemstones sound tempting. Oh, Bob, you're too kind. I take a seat at the bar. As Bob turns his back to pour me a drink, I subtly prepare a pouch of dust I keep for the perfect distraction. Um, Action, perception, target, gems, location, skill, perception, difficulty, easy. Sleight of hand check. 20 plus 6 versus DC 20. Success. He successfully performs the action. I've located the gem. Now to get my little gnome hands on it. Oh my, this ale is quite potent, I exclaim a little too loudly. I suddenly bump the table, jostling my whatever. Action, spill, target, tankard of ale, skill, sleight of hand, difficulty, easy. Hope this works. I don't waste a good ale. Um, so actually, this is like the weird thing is I need to work on like the action versus like where it is in the text. So you can see it kind of screwed up here. He should have been doing the perception check and then getting the results, but then it put the perception check and um it also put the sleight of hand check. The sleight of hand check should be lower after this other action. Then now it's Bob's turn. So Bob's reacting to that. He's up to something, spilling that ale like that. I need to keep the gem and on him. Bob sighs dramatically. Well, that's a shame about the ale, homie. Are you all right? So basically, I didn't tell it to, do this, spill the ale to fool the guy. It just did it on its own. Now, Bob's doing a perception check on homie. Uh, Perception check. He passed, performs the action. Keeping an eye on that shifty gnome. He's been a regular here for years. I know he's got blah, blah, blah. I can't let him get anywhere near the gem. Action, persuade. Oh, Bob notices homie subtly shift in his seat, his gaze flickering. Time to implement phase one of my distraction. Persuade. Customer. Advantage, advantage. Say, friend, when you're deciding, let me tell you about a special I'm running. So he's trying to distract him about a special on Stu. And then it goes back to homie. Bob's definitely on to me. I'm not easily deterred. He's trying to distract me. But my little gnome heart. Oh dear Bob, you shouldn't fret so much about a little spilled ale. I gesture with my hand while Bob is distracted, getting another smaller mug. Oh, so he's trying to distract him again. That slippery gnome, I knew he was onto something with that spilled ale. Bob feigns a hearty laugh. Vertically challenged, you say. As I reach for a smaller mug, I keep my eyes peeled for any movements from homie. So basically, he asks for a smaller mug, and then Bob goes to get the smaller mug, but now he's trying to like keep track of the movements. Oh, that's cool. So he tried to keep track of homie's movements. He did a perception check. He only got a 4 versus a DC 15, so he failed to perform the action. Couldn't get a good beat on homie. He's a slippery one. Bob sighs, leaning against the bar, and adopting a more casual posture. Say, friend, what'll it be? Don't be shy. I've got something for everyone. Bob chuckles, hoping the story will distract the customer while he subtly repositions. Another perception check. I don't know why it cut off there. Oh, I think like the action is a little bit weird. Or maybe he made the action that's the end of his turn. Bob seems on to my every move. The dust trick might work. Distract again. Deception. This is the most suspicious thing he said yet. So anyway, they're just going back and forth. And I guess that's the end of the interaction because it only goes for 3 turns, but I can let it go longer. But here's an example of user, that's me, assigning the goals. Then he attempted to steal the gem. When did he do that? Was that the beginning? Did I miss that? All right, hang on a sec. Let me go back to the beginning. Homie, Bob's trying. But sleight of hand. Successfully, I've located the gem. Oh, that was the sleight of hand. It wasn't. He didn't steal the gem. Yeah, but that was at 7:35. Time is a little bit funky. Attempts to steal gem, failure. Sleight of hand check. I don't think that was a. So that was, yeah, we saw this one at 7:35 with this trying to get the gem's location. So that was really weird. I think that there was some sort of, is this hallucinated? I don't know. I don't remember that where he tried to steal the gem, but they keep track of the different events. Attempts to steal the gem. I still don't see that. I'm going back. Should be at 20, 7:35, 20. We don't even have that. That's not even part of the transcript. Unless it was like in this one that we didn't see. No. That's so weird. I don't see when he attempted to steal it. I need to get the gem secured. No. Trying to look at this. Um, those gems, simply gems. Yeah, it's the only thing we see is the gem's location. Anyway, that's kind of weird that they almost like hallucinated that he tried to steal the gem before it even started. Anyway, that was weird. But that aside, um, just a cool little scenario of using D&D to basically have this agent to agent interaction. And I could add more characters. I can increase the tavern and the number of agents inside the tavern and things like that. But for right now, it's just these two agents interacting. They have their own goals, and yep, they're using the A2A protocol. So actually, we can check that out. Um, I think it's here. Let's see the homie agent log. Maybe that's where. Uh, oh no, that's just showing you this task. I want to see the JSON. Um, that's the tavern log. Blah, 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 blah. Where are we going? A2A logs. Uh, maybe homie agent log is here. Oh no, that's just this one. Sorry. Um, okay, here we go. Okay, so that was just this one. So let's try to see if we can find the. Here we go. Request from tavern to homie the gnome. Send parameters. Okay, so this is where he tries to steal it. You perform the action steal gem. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so I guess he tried to steal it from homie the gnome to the tavern. Response, message, agents. No, this is. Is this from today? Yeah, it is. Bob attempts. Hang on a second. This is interesting. So, according to this, he tried to make the steal attempt state input. I need to have like better like log captures, but as far as I see it, he he was assigned a goal. Okay, I get that. And then after that, then this is the one where he actually tries to from the tavern. You performed an action, steal gem, result failure. Let's go back. Hang on. Where's the other one? Down here. Uh, timestamp. No. This one's much later. Oh, so they're getting like lots of different messages. Hmm. I'm just looking for the particular timestamp at 1720. Steal valuable gem from behind the bar. The goal to homie. Okay, so that's when he got the goal. Timestamps are really weird. Um, Bob attempts movements. User assigns goal. User assigns homie the gnome. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Homie the gnome. Task send parameters. Message. You performed action steal gem. Oh, I think maybe it got confused here. I think the server is basically giving him the result. You perform the action steal gem and it failed. So that was oh I don't know if this is hallucination or what, but this looks like it's trying to tell him to steal the gem. Okay, I'll try to fix this error. But anyway, The agent to agent framework, DnD. It's up on GitHub under GenKit A2A DnD for my GitHub, but this was kind of a long-winded video. Uh, Whatever. I'm posting it anyway.